Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's Birthing Your Greatness Conference Lunchtime Learning Series. Oh my gosh, guys. I've had so much technical difficulty today that I know this has got to be an amazing show. And you know what? It has to be because our guest today is super amazing. I've known this guy for a while. I'm not even going to date it because then that might date us, right? Like people might know how old we are. But Andres Jones, a realtor and financial literacy coach and a millionaire mindset radio talk show host. Welcome to the Collaborative Use Birthing Your Greatness Summit, sir.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. This has been an awesome couple of weeks. I've heard a lot of your speakers. It's been awesome to listen to them.
Well, thank you. Notice that. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I've introduced you to people. I'm going to come on out and I will leave it up to you, sir.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Deidre. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Andre Jones. I am a realtor full time and also a radio show host for the Millionaire Mindset Radio Show every Friday at 11 a.m., where we try to help people to create a wealth and to be able to find out what their gift and purpose is in life. And that's kind of what I like to talk about. I try to help people discover what their true purpose in life is, what they're here on this earth to do. We all have a purpose. We all want to find out why we're here, why were we born, why were we created. And so a lot of us get caught up in the midst of life and circumstances and just trying to survive and make it, and especially during now this pandemic. A lot of people have gotten have had a lot of things happen, losing their jobs, their incomes, not being able to pay their bills like they were before. And so this is where we need to find out what our true purpose is, why are we here, and be able to not depend on a man, but use the gifts that God has put in us in order for us to be successful and prosperous. And once we do that, money won't become an issue because people will pay you to do things that you love to do, pay you to be able to do something that you love doing all the time, that you may do just because it's natural. It's just a gift that you have. But there's a service, there's a people out there waiting for you to discover what that is and to bring it out. And so this is what I want to kind of talk about today is the keys to personal success and prosperity. When I say I call my show Millionaire Mindset, not because I want people to think of $1 million, but I want you to think people to think a little bit higher than just where they are. Think above, think abundance, think prosperity. What could you do with more money? Not so much for yourself, but what would you do for other people, right? Because everything God has given us is to benefit other people. Our gifts are to benefit other people. It's not for us to take and hoard and keep things for ourselves, but it's to always be a blessing to other folk, other people. So this is where we need to find out, what are we gifted at? What are we good at? What is it that we have a passion for that will be a blessing to other people? And so there are keys and laws and principles that God has put in his Bible that will allow us to be successful and prosperous if we follow them, if we obey them. Okay. So we're going to talk about understanding the purpose for your life. What is your purpose? Why are we here? And what are we here to do? Okay. So first of all, keys. Let's talk about what keys are. Keys are laws, principles, precepts, things that do not change. They always remain the same. They work for everybody. Okay. They don't just work for certain people. It doesn't matter where you grew up. It doesn't matter your neighborhood. It doesn't matter if you had two parents in the home. It doesn't even matter if you had your natural parents raise you or not. The fact of the matter is, keys never change. If you follow the principles and the keys and the laws that God has given us, you will become successful. But the reason we don't don't know those keys, it's because we get caught up with the way culture teaches us. Culture teaches you to get a job. Culture teaches you go to school, get a degree. Culture is teaching us to pay your bills, but culture don't teach you how to find your gift. Culture won't teach you find your purpose in life. A lot of times our culture tries to limit us. They try to keep us in a place so they can kind of dictate to us how much we can have, how far we can go, what we can do. Okay. They say you only have a high school diploma. Well, you're not going to be very successful because all you have is a high school diploma. Well, that's not necessarily true. Okay. There's a lot of successful people in this world that didn't finish college. Okay. And so this is where we can't allow other people to dictate to us what we can do and what we can become, because God has given us laws and keys to that will work no matter if you have a degree or not, no matter if you are black, white, yellow, green, purple, whatever color, no matter if you come from a rich family or a poor family, what neighborhood you live in. The keys and the laws always will work if we obey them. Okay. So when I talk about success, what is the meaning of success? Okay. We talk about success when we finish something a lot of times, when we complete something. But the way God describes success is the way we don't compare ourselves to other people. Okay. Success is not what we've done compared to what somebody else has done. Okay. Success is what you've done compared to what you were supposed to do. Okay, I like to give the example of if your child came to you with a 70% and from a test that they took, and all the other classmates failed, right? Your child comes home with a 70%, and they think they've done something because what they passed and everyone else failed, but their purpose for that test was not a 70%. And the purpose was to get them all right, or the majority of them right. Okay, so they compared themselves to other people failing when they just barely made it themselves, and their purpose was not to just get a 70, it was to get them all correct. And so you look at it and as an adult way, we compare ourselves sometimes with our neighbor next door that has the nice house, the car, the family and all those things, and it may look like they have money, but are they successful though? And when I say successful, are they doing what their purpose here to do? There's a lot of people in this world right now who have a lot of money, have houses and cars, and are miserable. People that commit suicide, people that are depressed, people who become alcoholics, drug addicts, things of that nature because they don't know why they're here. They don't know their purpose. There's something in them that's missing, something that they still looking for, searching for, that they cannot seem to find. And this is where we had to realize it is their purpose they're looking for. They're looking for something meaningful in their life. Money is not meaningful to you if you just have money and nothing to do with it. No one to nothing that is purpose for it. You can buy as much as you want, but what is the purpose of your life here on earth? And that's what people are trying to find a lot of times. Okay, so success is the fulfillment of the purpose and the assignment for which you were created to do. So if you don't complete your assignment here on earth, you're not going to be successful according to what God wanted you to do. He created you to function and work and to do something in a that on this earth to benefit other people and to bless others. But if we don't do it, then we're going to be considered a failure to him, even though other people may think we're successful. And that's where we don't want it. We want to be able to be successful. We want to leave this earth emptied out, knowing that we've done something meaningful for other people. Okay. So your goal in life should not be to be employed. We should not have a goal to be working for someone else all the time. Okay. I believe God has created jobs for us to be able to work and to develop our gift while somebody pays us to do it. I don't believe it was for us to work on a job for 30 years, go and sit in retirement, and then go sit in a rocking chair for the next 20 years. I don't believe God ever put that in the Bible about retirement. Anything, I've never seen anything that has anything to do with retirement in the Bible. So this is where we are always supposed to continue working. In Genesis, that's what it tells us to do, to work, right? It never told us to get a job. It never told us to work on a job forever. It told us to work. And our work is our gift. Our work is our purpose. And we never retire from that. We're always going to continue working in our purpose as long as we are here. Okay. So it's not your goal to get employed. Okay. It's your job to get deployed. You should get deployed out to share your gift and to use your gift to help other people. That's when your wealthy place will come in at. No person gets rich from a job. Okay, you never get rich from a job. Okay, and most people won't feel a sense of fulfillment on that job. If you wake up every morning on Monday dreading to go to work to start the week, then you probably not supposed to be at that job. There's something else you want to do. I don't feel like going today. I don't feel like dealing with these people. I don't feel like going through all this traffic because there's something else you want to do, but you continue to do the thing that is easy, which is going to that job. But if you find what your purpose is, the days seem like they ain't long enough. It's hard to pull away from a lot of things you want to do because you're so involved in that purpose and in that gift that you don't want to give it up. You don't want to go to sleep. And a lot of times you wake up early just to start doing it because it's something you love doing. So this is where we have to get away from being unemployed and become deployed. Okay? Because people who deploy themselves, they determine their own value. They figure out how much they're worth. They don't let someone else tell them how much they're worth to them. Okay? An employed person goes by an employer telling them how much they're worth. And I haven't heard too many people say that they're getting paid what they're worth on a job. Okay, so this is where we determine our worth if we get deployed, find our gift, and discover it and develop it and share it with other people. Okay, because a salary is just an opinion of how many other people think of your worth. Okay, a salary is just somebody else's opinion of how much you are worth to them. Okay, so we want to be deployed people. All right, so how do we get this success, right? How do you get to where you are successful? Okay, everybody for one wants to be successful. Okay, everybody. God didn't create anyone to not be successful. Okay, and so we have to realize that we are supposed to be a success at something. Okay, we're not supposed to be failures. We're not supposed to be just going through life and just letting time go by. We are supposed to be successful in the area that we're gifted in. Okay, so whatever that gift is, whatever that purpose, that passion that you have, you're supposed to be successful in it. Okay, and just remember that success is predictable and failure is predictable too. Okay, you can predict these things because the laws that you keep will determine which if you're successful or a failure. If someone smokes all the time, and you can predict what's going to happen if they keep smoking. Okay, you can predict that because they're breaking a law. Okay, so they end up getting lung cancer. They end up getting the respiratory problems and other things that happen. So this is where where their success is going to end up. They're going to fail, right? So we can predict these things if we follow the laws, if we obey the laws, and if we break them, we know that we will fail. Okay, and everything in life was designed to function by laws. Okay, everything was designed to function by laws. So we know we keep the laws. We know what we get from it. Okay, so and your success is good for God. Okay, it's good for God. If you're successful, it's good for God. Why? Because it gives God a good name, right? His reputation is at stake when we are successful or when we fail. You know, if you think of that TV you bought, right? If the name is bad, if you hear that the brand is not any good, and you know it keeps malfunctioning, it's not working properly, you're not gonna continue buying that name. Why? Because that name is not any good. It's not worth anything anymore. And it's the same way if you look at yourself as a product and look at God as the manufacturer, the one who created us. And He created us to succeed. He created us to work properly. He created us with everything we need to do what we're supposed to do. But if we don't function correctly, if we don't do things the right way, if we don't obey the laws that He has set, we won't work correctly. We won't function. Right? If you open a box with that TV in it, the first thing you probably saw was a manual in it. It was a manual that told you how to work it, what it can do, and what not to do. It gave you warranties, it gave you guarantees, it gave you all those things in it because they are sure that if you use this the right way, it's going to work for its intended purpose. But if you go and it tells you don't go by water and you go by water, then you know you're not using it correctly. It's not going to function the way it's supposed to. And that's the same way with us. If we do things that are not according to the laws that He built for us to succeed, then we won't function correctly. And that's why people get depressed. That's why people want to commit suicide. That's why people have mental health issues a lot of time. That's why people don't know what they're doing, and they go out and do silly things like stealing and breaking in people's homes and things of that nature because they don't have a purpose. They don't know what they're here to do. And so they act out. They try to do things to find out if this is what they're supposed to do, but they're breaking laws to do it, you know. And then a lot of times people want to take shortcuts, right? They want to win the lottery and they want to do get rich quick schemes and pay all this money for something that to try to get through it faster, right? People like that don't succeed a lot of times because there's a process that God has developed for us to go through in order to get to the top, to get to the pinnacle, to get to the success that He created us to get to our destiny. There's no shortcut to get there. You have to take this. It's a process, right? It's a process, and the quick things that we get are usually the things we lose quicker. We lose them fast too. You know, the things that we work on, the things that you pursued and you took the time to make it. That's why you keep them longer because why? You value it. It's something that you struggled through. It's something that you went through in order to get to it, and you're going to end up keeping it longer. You're going to end up trying to hold on to that thing a lot harder than you would to somebody that got it easy. Okay, I even have to tell my grandchildren sometimes. They don't know the value of things. A lot of kids don't know the value of things, right? So you have to explain to them the value of things because if you don't, then a lot of times we tell our kids what we tell them. You don't know how much I paid for that. They just tear it up. You bought it for them. It was expensive. It was nice, and all of a sudden they just tear it up in a month. And they say, and you're telling them, oh, you don't know how much I paid for that. Because they don't know the value of it. They got it easy. It was given to them, so they don't see the value in it. But if they have to go out there and work for it and struggle for it and earn it, they're more apt to keep it. They're more apt to take care of it because why? They had to do something to get it. And that's the same way with us. That's the same way with life. The things that we work on the hardest, the things that we struggle through and we go through to get where we want. Those are the things that we'll take care of more. So that's the principle of the manufacturer and the person and God being the manufacturer and we being the product. Okay, we're functioning correctly. His name is on us, so his reputation is on us. How do we draw people unto him if we continue failing? How do we draw people unto him if we're not working and doing things accordingly? Right? It's not so much that we need to tell people about God everywhere we go. We got to show them. We got to show them proof. What's the proof? Right? What's the proof that we are, that God is the one they should go to. Okay. So we got to know that this is something that God wants us to prove to people that he is who he says he is. Okay. Success is not a pursuit. Okay. This is not something you just run after. It's not something that got to go and try to get. Okay. Success is just obedience to the laws. You'll have success if you obey the laws. Okay. So this is where we got to know that laws dictate everything that happens in our life. Okay. Now there's 10 rules that I like that I came up with for success, and there could be probably a lot more, but these are my top 10 that I found that are um, a way to tell you about 10 rules to be successful. Okay, the first thing is to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is something that you really want to do, and you can't let people tell you or dictate to you that you can't do it. Okay, you got to believe in yourself. That's first thing. Okay, and then the second thing is amaze your customers, and things like that. Do something out of the norm. Do something different. Add something of value. Do something a little bit different than everybody else is doing. Okay. The third thing, take full responsibility for your life. If you look around now these times, many people are not taking responsibility. They want to blame other people for where they end up. Okay. It's nobody's fault where we end up. We make our own decisions, our choices. We decide what we have and where we're going to go in our lifetime. God never gave anybody any control to dictate to you what you can have and what you can do. He put it all in our hands. That's why he gave us the gift. That's why he gave us a purpose and a destiny, because it's up to us to discover it, develop it, and pursue it. Okay. So don't blame other people for how your circumstances and where you are right now. Okay. The the next thing is to stand up for yourself. Okay, stand up for yourself. Don't let other people tell you who you are and what you are. Okay, you have to stand up for yourself. And if you gotta walk away, if you gotta leave, then you do that. But you have to stand up for yourself and don't let people tell you what you can do, what you can have, where you can go or go. Okay. And the next thing is go all out in this. Go all out. Do whatever you need to do in order to become successful and be able to find your gift and your purpose. Okay. Do all you can. Ask other people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask people how they did it, what they did. Many people are like myself. I will share information with you. I don't have a problem telling you what I did. Are you going to do it exactly like me? No, because you're going to have your own way of doing it. But there's a way to at least get something to start from, and you can go from there to put your ideas in and then do it your way. Okay. And always stay busy. Stay busy in your gift. Stay busy doing something pertaining to your gift. Don't let other distractions, don't let that television take you away from what you love doing. Okay. Don't let other people pull you away and have you doing other things outside of your gift that's going to keep you or prevent you from going further. And many times our family members, especially, they want to get us distracted and they want us to do other things that they want to do, but yet you know that you got a purpose. You know it's something that you already, you want to accomplish, and you're not going to stop and do it until you do it. Okay, you have time to have fun and take vacations all the time and go all these different places when you get inside your gift and you start working it. Okay, and always give more than you get paid for. Okay, always give more. The more you give, the more you receive. Okay, so always give more than what you're paid to do. Okay, that makes you more valuable. When you get something, give something more than what somebody paid for it. That's more value for you. Okay, and somebody else's opinion, okay, is not your reality. Don't let other people's opinion make or tell you what you're going to end up being. Okay, just because you're not in the place you should be at this moment or this time doesn't mean you'll never be anything. Doesn't mean you never can't have nothing. Okay, don't let other people's opinion and make it your reality. Okay, you know what you want. You know what God has put in you. You know the dreams and the visions you've been having. Don't let other people tell you you can't do them. Okay, and don't stop running towards your dreams. Always keep pursuing your dreams. Okay, always keep finding new ways, new things to pursue your dreams. Okay, don't let life just take you off of course pursuing your dreams of what you're wanting to become and what you want to do. Okay, and this is very important because with the pandemic and all these things happening right now, a lot of times we might get disturbed and distracted because things aren't the way they used to be. But this is where we come up with new ideas. This is where we try to figure out new ways of doing things. Don't stop pursuing the dream just because something stopped it the way it was before, and you had everything lined up. Okay, keep going and keep on trying to find another way to do it. Okay. Now, how do you discover this purpose? This is going to be my last take here. I want y'all to get this. How do you discover your purpose? Okay. Number one, what is your deepest desire? Find what your deepest desire is. What do you desire to do more than anything? What have you thought about the most? What is in you that you just keep talking about, thinking about all the time? Okay. And number two, what do I wish to form? What do I wish for humanity? What do I want humanity to be like? That's another way to find out what you want, what your purpose is. Because a lot of times if you thinking about trying to change something, that's probably something that you're supposed to be involved in somehow. Okay. And what makes you angry? You know, a lot of people hate a lot of things. You just can't stand seeing that. You watch the news, you hear all these, things happening around you. You read papers or whatever, see on Facebook, and you see what makes you angry, right? What is something that just makes you so angry that you hate seeing somebody go through that? I don't like to see people oppressed. I hate to see people oppressed and people, limiting other people because they got something to do and they got a way to do it. They just don't know how. But other people are oppressing them by telling them they can't and disregarding them, and they're saying, you can't do that. You look where you at. I hate that. So that's why I want to help change people's mindset to figure out, okay, what is it that you can do? Because you can do it, but it's just a change of mind. That's it. And what is your deepest passion? What is it that you are so passionate about, and it's just so deep inside of you that you just want to do it, but you just don't know how to go about it. You don't know, where to start, but you just have a deep passion. A lot of times that's your purpose too. It's your purpose screaming because that's what you want to do so much. You would do it for free. You would do it if somebody asked you to do it and voluntarily do it because It's just something in you that you love doing. Okay. And what do I think about when I'm alone? What do you think about when you're alone? Do you take enough time out to be alone? Right? Do you cut the TV off? Do you walk by yourself without the kids, without the dog, without all these distractions? Right? And think about what is it that I want to do? You know, think about it. What is it that I really want to do in life? A lot of times you'll find your purpose there. Okay. And what do you wish to change in your community? What are some of the things you want to change in your community? Okay. A lot of times that's your purpose because you can't change anything you don't get involved in. Right. If you don't get involved in it, you can't change it. Okay. You remember when Jay-Z joined the NFL, people thought he was a traitor because, the Colin Kaepernick thing and all that stuff. Well, he can't change the system if he don't get in the system. Yeah, people didn't like it because they thought he was, because of the betrayal and all that stuff. But the fact of the matter was, if he was going to change the way people thought about black folk or people in general, he got to get involved in it in order to change it. Okay, and that's the same with us. If we want to change something, we got to get involved in it. You can't stand on the sideline and scream and holler. Nobody's going to listen to you. You got to get in it. Okay, and what do you want to do if there was a limit of resources? What would you do if your resources were limited? What would you do if you had unlimited resources? Let's look at it that way. If you had unlimited resources, what would you do every day that you love doing? Okay. And what are your natural gifts? Okay. What is it that you just do and it's just natural? Some people just sing. They don't have to practice. They don't have to do all this, learning how to do the notes and everything. It just comes out of them. It's just something they know how to do. Okay. Some people are good with their hands. Some people are good, thinking difficult problems, and it's easy to them, right? A mechanic just likes fixing cars. He just does it. He just it doesn't. It's not something he got to read to pick up a book and learn everything. And even if he does, it's something he enjoys doing. He just goes and does it. It's natural for him. So what is that's natural to you? That's something that you just love doing, and it just people just tell you, look, you're good at this. You should start a business with this. You should, try to do more with this. It's natural to you, but it's hard for other people. And the last thing is, what would you do without compensation? What would you do and not get paid for? What would you volunteer your time and your service to do that you would not get paid for? And don't get me wrong, people will pay you for it down the line, but don't look for money to do everything. Okay. Look for a solution, a problem to solve. People will pay you in time. Trust me. So these are things right now that you discovering your purpose. Take these things and try to, if you don't know what your purpose is, use this as a way to find out and discover what your purpose is. And that's where how we'll get, the millionaire mindset, changing the way you think.
Well, look at you. Amazing. Thank you so much, Professor Jones. Oh, yes, amazing, amazing content. I mean, amazing points for those of you who just didn't tune in till towards the end, please go back and catch the beginning of it. It'll be up today. For those of you who are interested in the replay, I've already pinned that in the comments, but you can get the replays at bit.ly// birthing your great, well, BYG Summit. We are here through October the 16th for this lunchtime learning, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Andrews, thank you so much, because absolutely, before you can get to that millionaire mindset, you got to would know what you were created to do.
That's
Because the
right.
Bible, yeah, because the Bible says your gift makes room for you and it brings you before great people. So that's where it is. It's in your gift and your purpose. So
Right.
amazing. Thank you so much. He
You
is one of
too.
our newest thought leaders at the Collaborative U.
Yeah,
This is
thank
his
you.
debut. So, hey. All right. And guys, don't forget, join us tomorrow at 12 noon. Tomorrow we have, let's see, Jeff Taylor on that financial literacy is coming at you guys tomorrow. So please tune in. It promises to be an amazing lunchtime hour. We're only here for an hour from 12 to 1. We're giving you some of your time back today, too. Great job, Andres. So you guys
Yeah.
can finish eating or finish doing what you have to do. And that will be all. We thank you for tuning in to the Collaborative U, where we educate, empower, and inspire. Peace. We are out.